and to a Minecraft Let's Play video. So I said in the last video that I would be starting Titanic again, and that's exactly what I'm going to do right now if I can figure out how to spell her name. Here we go. So we're gonna do this in a super flat world because it's just easier. Let's check what this is. 90 blocks of water, 5 blocks of sand, 5 blocks of dirt, 5 blocks of stone. Yeah, alright, this works. So this is the world generation that I'm going to be using. Oops. Okay, let me try that again. I just hit cancel. So, yeah. This is going to be a new... So in this one, I'm just gonna kind of time-lapse me building, like, her keel. I'm going to see if I can actually make time-lapse work, because I realized that with the last video, it didn't exactly work too well, did it? So I think this is... Oh, actually, I don't want generic structures on, that'll create a lot of lag. I think... Yeah, I think this is good. Alright, so let's go ahead and create the worlds. Just let it load up here. Now, I'm starting this world in 1.13.2, as you can see up here, but I am kind of hoping that 1.14 comes out before I finish the ship, because I want to use the campfires to create smoke from her funnels, which is obviously going to take a real toll on my performance, but since it's a flat world, it should actually, it shouldn't be too bad. Let's go ahead and turn mob spawning off. And then we'll just kill everything a couple times. And this is more for performance than anything. Like, in the other one, you'll realize that I didn't actually do this, but the quality also sucks. And I mean, I'll be honest, the quality is probably going to suck here anyway. But I am just kind of hoping. And there we go. That's everything done. So basically, I'm kind of hoping that this fixes my performance a little bit. Would you please fly? Okay. So let's see, what am I going to need for this? I don't like using wool. I've seen a lot of people use wool, and it's not a terrible block, but at the same time, I don't really like using it, and I realize I've made a mistake here. I shouldn't be in a water world. Damn it. Alright, give me a second while I pause the video and fix my mistake. Okay, so I'm back, and the only thing I've changed is that I'm now in a dirt world. Oh, I should have made sandstone. I don't really like building her on dirt. Anyway, I'm just gonna put up with it. I'm not gonna go through that again. So I think I'm gonna build her out of concrete for the most part. Now this is actually annoying because I would like to build like the main section of her hull out of concrete, but I think I'm going to have to build it out of quartz, just because I want to use slabs and stairs to get the finer details in. Like, she's got a lot of curves in her hull, and I'll show you why I can't use white concrete here in a second. And let's get some yellow concrete on as well. So basically, the reason I can't use white concrete is simply because, so if I were to do a shape like this, like, Titanic actually had a few shapes like these in her hull, and let's kind of do this like this, I guess, will kind of be the main hull height that I use for her. So if I do like that, and then come down here and do that, so have I made a mistake? Wait. Oh, this should be a block. And then this should keep going out like that. Yeah, I always just experiment with this shape a little bit. Okay, yeah, hold on. Yeah, like I said, I always experiment with this shape a little bit. And I've seriously messed something up here. I'm not sure what I've done. You can see, like, here. So if I wanted to make, like, a proper staircase, say, like using slabs and things, then I would have to do something like I would have to use, you know, I would want to use slabs to create a more gradual effect. But you can see, like here, you can see where it's, because the concrete apparently isn't quite white, although it looks very white when I put it down over here. If I put it next to quartz, it really doesn't. It looks kind of blue, I guess, kind of like a bluey gray, or yeah. So I'd like to use concrete, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. Let's go ahead and put that back. Move all of this over. And I guess I'm not really sure how I want to do this, because previously, like in the past, I've always tried to build it to like a 1-to-1 scale, but it's very difficult to put detail in when I do it that way. And I do have kind of a method for doing it. It's actually a really complicated method. Well, it's not complicated, it's just really, really heavy on the computer. And yeah, I'm not entirely sure I want to keep doing it that way, so I don't know if I'm going to keep it up or not. I'm going to quickly grab one more block here. What do I want to use? I'll use... Give me a second here. I'm going to actually take a look at something else for this. Because this is the one color that I'm never actually quite sure of. And I'll show you what I mean here in a second, if Chrome ever decides to pull up. Let me pause the video for a second, see what I can do, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I think Chrome's pulling up here. It really doesn't like me for trying to run Minecraft, my recording software, which is down here, and Chrome at the same time. I'm not sure if it's going to pull up, which is kind of a shame because... Oh, here we go, it's up. Okay. So I'm going to actually take a look at Honor and Glory for a minute, because I'm not entirely sure how I... Oh, I messed that up. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to... what color I want to use here. So I'm going to take a quick look and see what color they've used and then what matches up best in Minecraft. I think that's probably the best way to do it. The two that I'm going to use are either orange concrete or yellow terracotta, which is basically just a lighter orange. So if I go to images, yeah, my computer really doesn't like me for running Minecraft, the recording software, and Chrome all at the same time, so this is probably not the best idea in the world. I can't see the trim, like down... So if I pull this image up really quick just to take a look at it, there's like a trim down here below these two portholes here that's either a yellowish orange or an orangish yellow. And orange concrete or... can I see it in this one, actually? Not quite. Come to think of it, though, the syncing video might actually be good for it. Here we go. Okay, so it looks like probably... actually, this isn't good. So let's take a look. So I've got yellow terracotta. Actually, it's starting to look like orange terracotta might be my best bet, because this is... Okay, so this is without a doubt way too orange. And this might actually be too light. Hold on. Let me grab both, and I'm going to make a very brief thing here. So if I just do, like, this... Bear with me. If I just do something like this is roughly what Titanic's forecastle deck would look like. Have I done it the same on both sides? Yeah, I have. And then if I build another one over here... Have I done this the same? Yeah. So this is roughly, hold on. This is roughly what Titanic's forecastle deck would have looked like. I do have a 1 center, that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm not entirely sure which color I want to use. I think I'll probably go with the yellow, but I'd like to go with the accurate color, and honestly, I'm not sure which one that's going to be. So if we do... Oh, okay. Apparently my scroll wheel broke. So if I just do this, that actually doesn't look too bad from here. And then if I do this... Oh, neither one actually looks too bad. So, I'm not entirely sure. This one kind of looks more vibrant, I think. But the contrast on this one just stands out way more. It also looks kind of duller. Like... Okay, I think I'm gonna go with the yellow, because the orange doesn't seem to be working quite as well as I wanted it to be. Yeah, okay, so that's what I'll do. Okay, so now that I know which ones I want to be in my inventory, I'll go ahead and start building Titanic pretty soon anyway. I'll go ahead and I'm gonna do my best to time-lapse it. I realized that in the last video, the time-lapse kind of... the audio broke. Mostly because I can't actually... So it's interesting, I can't actually edit the audio at all when I create it. Like, the audio's all in one individual file while the video gets split up when I pause it. I'm going to try something here. I'm just gonna try and cut out the audio, basically. Because I don't need it for a time-lapse, and it would just kind of ruin it anyway. So I'll be right back after if I can learn how to spell, that'd be good. Just while I'm building the ship, I don't want the daylight cycle to be running, so we'll go ahead and do that. The sun's over there. So yeah, anyway, I'll go ahead and get started on building the ship. And I'll bring you back in soon, but I have an idea for how to do this that I'm not entirely sure is going to work, but I want to give it a shot. So, if all goes well, I should be back pretty shortly with a time-lapse. I'm not sure how long I've been recording, to be honest. This is a much longer intro than I intended it to be, but yeah, hopefully the rest of the video will just be a brief time-lapse of me starting the ship, and I think I'm gonna do a 1-to-1 scale again, just because, well, basically because I'm lazy. I don't really feel like building a 2-to-1 or 4-to-1 or 10-to-1 scale. Actually, I don't think 10-to-1 will even fit in a Minecraft world. Pretty sure the height limit would stop me. Anyway, so I'll bring you back in shortly for the time-lapse, if it works. Crossing my fingers. And let's try this out. Okay, so sorry about that. The video seems to have cut out partway through. I didn't actually, like, I have made some progress since the video cut out, but I didn't actually make that much. I filled in the final red piece on the bit of the ribs that you did see, and that's about it. I haven't done much else. Like, see, you can see here, I filled the red piece in there. Actually, I'm not sure which rib it left off. Was it this one here? I'm not entirely sure where the video cut off, but depending on where it was, I either added this entire rib and this section down here, or I just added this section down here. Actually, come to think of it, I think it was this section down here and this entire rib. But anyway, yeah, so I'm not quite ready to finish this episode yet. I think I'm going to give it one more shot at time-lapsing and just see where it stops, and then I'll stop it there. But yeah, you can kind of see how it's coming together now. And yes, I did leave the bottom fairly flat intentionally. It's only going to be 7 blocks wide, so it's not actually that flat. Like, if you see it here, it's only going to be, like, really, really narrow. And yes, that is intentional because Titanic was a fairly flat-bottomed ship. This section's probably going to come out like 2 blocks, and maybe 3 blocks, and then 1 block, and then it's just going to stretch up, you know? So, you saw at the beginning, I just built this huge line down here, 269 blocks long, so that it matches Titanic's length exactly in reality. I'm not entirely sure I'm going to actually have room on the inside for all that much, because if you look at this, like, this is... like, this section up here is just 1 block thick, and that's a fairly large portion of the hull that's just going to be completely inaccessible. It does, like... I'm sorry, but I have to say it, like, it does look really good, though. Way better than my previous iterations of the ship, and I love how, if I quickly fly to the back of the ship, I love how as you come up to the front, you can just kind of see the curvature of the ship. You can just kind of see her hull curving down towards the bottom. I really love that effect. I love it on the real ship, and I love that I've been able to replicate it in Minecraft. Anyway, let me give time-lapsing this one more shot, and we'll see what I'm able to do, yeah? Okay, let's give this a go. audio. So sorry about that. I removed that clip from the video. Basically all I was doing was like showing you around the ship, like I was just kind of flying around her like this. So yeah, I'm thinking either I won't record this in, either I won't finish this in video until tomorrow and I'll record it, or I'll go ahead and put the video up tonight and I'll just go ahead and finish the other side of the bow between videos. And then I might fill it in video, but I want to get the skeleton done first. So basically, this was about an hour of work, and I've only got a very basic start, as you can see. I only have like the basis of a skeleton. If I fly back here, I don't even have it going all the way to the stern. And speaking of which, this was the easy part. The bow is the easy part. What's going to be complicated is the stern, because as those of you who have seen Titanic before know, Titanic's stern is shaped something like this. Now this is going to look nothing like the ship herself. It's just to give you a basic idea of what she's going to look like. So this would be like her rudder, and then she's got like the stern part back here. Now this obviously looks terrible, and this isn't the way that I'm going to put it on the actual ship, but that's kind of what her stern looked like. It kind of sloped back like that, and then, you know, there's the rudder popping out of the back. So that's going to be a really fun shape to achieve in Minecraft. Oh my god. But yeah, so... excuse me. Anyway, yeah, so this should be interesting to do. I'm going to do the stern next video. One thing I do want to do, these don't make a whole lot of sense. I put them there because I was doing a consistent size for the skeleton, but I think this is about where it should level off and then start going up into the stern. So yeah, so the next video should be really, really fun because it'll be shaping the stern. I also mentioned in the chat in the previous time-lapse, I forgot the shear of the ship, which is basically, so the middle of the ship was kind of sunk down a bit. Like, I can actually, I'll show you with blocks again. So, say this is, oh god, say this is Titanic, okay? Basically, Titanic wasn't completely flat. The bow and the stern both sloped up some. The bow actually did more than the stern, which is a little bit weird. But both the bow and the stern kind of sloped up a little bit. And, like, this is highly exaggerated, obviously. Like, Titanic would have gone fairly smoothly, kind of from there, sloping down like that. I think I just did it too. So, let's try this again. From there, sloping down like that, and she'd kind of level off about there, I guess. Just like a deck down, basically. And I've done decks like 3 blocks tall, so this should technically go down a deck. I can't be bothered to implement the shear now, because I've already got so much of her done. It would just be a pain to remove it all and replace it. I guess if you guys want me to, I can put the shear in, but I'm not going to do it if you guys don't care, basically. Because it's just extra work for no real reason. And it does, like, she still works without the shear. She would obviously look better with the shear, at least she'd look more accurate with it, but she can work without the shear, and I'm sorry, I still love that shape, just sloping down towards the bottom of the ship, towards her keel, to use the technical term. But yeah, so that's basically what she's going to look like from the front, and might as well go ahead and put this in now. This did exist on the real ship, and you can see it kind of in James Cameron's film. It's called a hawse, and basically you would put an anchor chain through here, there would be an auxiliary anchor up here, and the crane about here. If you look at her wreck, the crane and anchor are actually still there to this day. The crane's kind of facing that way. When she was built, it was facing this way. I don't think the crane was ever actually used. I could be wrong about that. But basically the crane was to deploy the auxiliary anchor, so the crane would kind of be up here like this. They would there'd be like a side panel here that would swing out. The auxiliary anchor would rest in kind of a well here. They'd swing the crane around, they'd fold this out, swing the crane around, pick up the auxiliary anchor, and then swing the anchor around to the front and connect it to an anchor chain that came out of this hawse here. And there were also, like, a hawse is just the fancy term for, like, an anchor hole, basically. So there was another hawse here and on the other side as well. Titanic had 5 anchors, I think. I could be wrong. But yeah, I think she had the auxiliary one, the 2 anchors on either side. She had another anchor here. I'm not sure what its technical name is. And then back here at the stern, there was a 5th anchor called a kedge anchor. And the flagpole that you see at the back of the ship could actually be rotated. It was theorized that it was used, like, it was theorized at one point that it was used to deploy the kedge anchor, but I'm pretty sure it was refuted. So yeah, that no longer holds up. I also said in the chat that Titanic's forecastle is 60 meters long. Now, I'm not 100% certain. The comment that I saw online that told me this said that Titanic's bow was 60 meters long, and I took that to mean her forecastle because, well, it's the easiest part to measure, really. I'm gonna get rid of this down here, this eyesore. But it could also mean the forecastle and her forward well deck combined, like basically everything from the prow of the ship to the superstructure. If you guys know, please let me know in the comments below, because that would actually be some pretty helpful knowledge. Also, let me know if you'd like me to implement a shear, because I could still do that if you guys want me to. I'm kind of leaning away from doing that because it's, you know, it's more work now that I've completed all of this. But if you guys want to see it, I'll do it. This part's still pretty rough around the edges because well, I'm working, like, let's face it, I'm working on the skeleton of the ship right now, so the aesthetics aren't really what I'm looking for, although admittedly I have found that a lot of working on the skeleton has actually been quite aesthetically pleasing. Like, that angle just curving down like that, that's quite nice to look at. And if I go ahead and land down here, you can just kind of see, like, the shape of the ship. You can just kind of see it, like, there, just kind of curving down like that. And this is more or less what she'll look like from the front, because you won't really be able to see her superstructure. You might kind of see it jutting out there with the bridge wings. Even that I'm not really sure, because you can kind of see it sloping back there. And then, like, her funnel will only go up to, like, there roughly, so you won't really see that either. The only thing that you will see will be, like, her mast up here, and possibly the crane, but I'm not entirely sure. And then, like, flying over like this is going to be, like, that's going to be a beautiful shot when it's done. So, basically, yeah, this is what I've got done this video. This was about an hour's worth of work, and I'm going to go ahead and do the other side either between videos, or I'll do it in this video tomorrow, because I've got to go to bed right now. As you can see down here, it's 2:17 in the morning for me right now. I probably shouldn't even be up right now. But yeah, I felt like I wanted to record tonight. I recorded a little while ago with the creative, like, what I'm trying to make is an adventure map type thing. And I mentioned that I would be building Titanic in that video, whether on my own time or in a video. I chose to do it in a video because I figured, well, you know, why not? And I'm actually really glad that I did, because this is the first time that I've done this time-lapse form. By the way, if you guys like the time-lapse style, please let me know, because I enjoy this quite a bit, making time-lapse style videos. And I don't know, it might be because it's a novelty, because I've never done it before, but I would kind of like to make at least one more video on Titanic doing the time-lapse for the stern. Actually, no, I am going to do one more time-lapse video for the stern. And then I may or may not do time-lapses for the superstructure. And the interiors, I think I'm going to do the way that I've always done them in the past. Rather than time-lapses, I'm just going to show you, like, the progress that I've made at each stage. I'm sorry, but this has been annoying me now since I built it. I've got to... This is kind of like a minor form of OCD coming in. I can't just leave it like this. I've got to connect it so that you can see where the focus is going to be. But yeah, so this is kind of just a footprint of what this is going to look like, and I'll fill this in again, either in the next video or tomorrow in this. Actually, you know what? I'm putting this up tonight, so I'll do that in the next video, which will probably be tomorrow. I say probably because honestly, I just don't want to set a schedule for myself because I know that I can't be trusted to stick to it. So, anyway, yeah, that's about all I have to show you today. I'm pretty happy with the progress that I made on Titanic. I should also point out that I think this is the first time that I've actually gotten this far on her hull. I think that is partially because on the red section of her hull, I'm usually working underwater, which is a very bad idea when I'm working on something like this. Now, I will put her into the water eventually. I'm not 100% sure how I want to do that yet. I'll probably just fill a section of land with water, and then I'll clone the ship and move her over there and just delete this. Although then again, that might not actually work because of the method that I plan on using I'll basically... Okay, so one thing that I do want to show you before the video closes, actually. I mentioned at the beginning that I do have sort of a style for... sort of a method for detailing a 1-to-1 scale model of Titanic. And it's not super complicated, it's just really time-consuming, and I'll show you on a minor scale here. So let's say I'm working on Titanic Terrain Staircase floor. Now, one way to do it would be to use like structure blocks and just like do something like this. Hold on. If I do something like this, and then I put one there, there, and there, then also one there, there, and there. And like I'm just using black concrete for now because I don't have a structure block in my hotbar and I can't be bothered to get one. But yeah, like I could do it like this with structure blocks because they look pretty. Actually, you know what? Give me a sec. So if I just give myself a structure block really quick, and yeah, like you can see, like it's not a bad design overall, really. It's actually, you know what? It's not bad at all, really. It's so I could use this. I just choose not to, kind of. That should be that. But yeah, so like you can kind of see, like I could do it like that, and it would look. It actually looked pretty good, but the way that I've chosen to do it instead is basically it's maps and item frames. I first learned about this method from a Green video, actually, because I was trying to figure out how to make like custom paintings. I think at the time I was thinking like mods, but it turns out there's a way to do it in vanilla Minecraft. Who knew? And I'm really, really glad because I don't know how to install mods. But basically, so I would do something like this, fill it all in with quartz. This could actually take a little while. Like I said, there's a reason that I said that I wanted to show you something before the end of the video. This is going to take a little while to fill in. And like, when I actually do it, I'm going to use the fill command, so not every block is going to be placed by me. Some are going to be placed by like commands and such. But basically, so this is how I would do it. I think that might actually be too close to each other. So if I do something like this, and this way I can actually get really, like, I can get pretty detailed when I do it like this, because remember, like, maps aren't small at all, really. And if I do something like this, oh, that's annoying. I'm not even entirely sure what's going on. Okay, so let's try and fix this. So if I do it like that, and then like that, Oh, there's a 2-block center. Oh, that's annoying. But yeah, like that wouldn't actually happen with the maps because I think they usually give you a 1-block center, at least for something like this. But yeah, so this is actually going to be a lot closer to what the design on Titanic's Grand Staircase actually looked like. So if I do something like this, now obviously it's at a very small scale, so it looks pretty bad. But basically there should be a big triangle up here, 2 little triangles, like a big triangle in all 4 corners. In between the 2 triangles, like here, there should be 1 triangle facing that way, 1 triangle facing that way. Then in the middle of all of them, because they kind of connect up and form a square in the middle, there should be a diamond shape. Actually, you know what? I'm sorry, it's bothering me, so I'm going to go ahead and build it out here like this. And you can kind of see here, like, this is more what the Grand Staircase design would look like. Now, obviously, it's not on white, which is... That's mostly because I just can't be bothered. But yeah, this is more what it would look like, and then you would see this sort of thing up here. So that's a lot closer, actually. But yeah, I would do that sort of thing for the floor of the Grand Staircase, just so that I can have the right design on the floor, because I want it to be like as accurate as I can get it, and that's what I meant when I said that the method was really, really heavy on the computer. It really eats up the performance, and performance is something that I pretty desperately need when it comes to recording. So I'll actually get rid of this after the episode. But yeah, so I'm really, really happy with the progress that I made this video. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know if you like the time-lapse style of video. And yeah, I guess that's about it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.